Hey guys, this is Christopher Saldana from EmpireCV.tv, bringing you another perspective on what's going on in comic books. We have a lot of different videos on our YouTube page, so come check it out, and please subscribe. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Chris from Kris Loves Comics from EmpireCV.tv on YouTube. Please subscribe when you have the chance. Let's get right into the comics. First, we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy #1 by Bendis and McNiven. If you recall, I read Guardians of the Galaxy 0.1, and I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought it gave some great characterization to Star-Lord, and I got really excited to read Star-Lord. And then I read Guardians of the Galaxy #1, and it didn't really do a lot for me. I thought I was kind of pumped. I think I might have psyched it up too much for myself, hyped it up a little too much, but it really didn't meet my expectations. We see Star-Lord and we see Iron Man join the team of Guardians of the Galaxy. If you guys don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a movie next summer that's coming out. They've casted some people, but Iron Man's going to be in it. Maybe he's going to be in the movie. Who knows? But it's fun. We have Rocket Raccoon and we have Groot, and they're best friends, and Drax and Gamora and Star-Lord, and it was okay. It was just decent. This was originally on my pull list, but now I'm taking it off. Speaking of, if you guys need to take anything off your pull list, put anything on, you can come talk to to Ben. He can take anything off for you. He can put anything on there for you. That way, when you come into the store, everything can be in your box, safe for you. That way, you're not missing out on stuff, not missing out on opportunities to grab what you need. And let him know. He'll do it for you. And speaking of pool lists, we're going to be talking about my pick of the week in a little bit, but we'll get to that. So, Guardians of the Galaxy, it was okay. I'm taking it off though, so I don't expect much from it. I think I'll just wait for the movie. BPRD Vampire. BPRD. Gotta love BPRD. I love BPRD. We're talking about Vampire now. It's not the normal artist. It's just Mike Mignola and Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon. They do, I think, Day Tripper, and then they do Matt Fraction's Casanova. And the art is beautiful. I love the art. It's really nice, and it's painted. BPRD, I think it just really suits the BPRD series really well. Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba, and it's just good. We're seeing vampires. Vampires has been a trend of lately. It's been dying down, but I think there's a lot of stake in vampires. I think there's a lot of good things to talk about, a lot of good stories to write, and I think Mike Mignola knows what to talk about. So we're following the agent BPRD from 1948. It's part of the series 1948, and it's good. I really liked it a lot. So next we have Batman Incorporated Requiem #8, part of the Requiem titles that are going on right now. Darn it, Batman Incorporated, part of the Requiem titles are going on right now, and the different Batman titles. We see the aftermath of fallout from Damian's death. Damian does die. Batman Inc. #7, and we see Batman. Guess what? Coming out with a vengeance for Damian, and it's nice to see Batman. I love seeing the different characterizations of Batman in the different titles. And I think we have the whole family here. We have a nice moment with Batman and Alfred, and it's really cool because it gets really tense, and it's just. Batman lays down the law. It was Alfred's fault that Damian got out. It was kind of Alfred's fault that Damian died. So. It sucks for Alfred. It sucks for Batman too. But it's good characterization. I think Grant Morrison, he's leaving the book really soon. Actually, I think they're ending the book very soon. And I'm collecting the whole thing, so it's been awesome. Next we have Uncanny Avengers. I've been a fan of this book since the inception, since Marvel Now in October started. It was the first book to come out from Marvel Now. We've had Cassaday on Uncanny Avengers. This does not want to stay in my hand. Rick Remender with Cassaday, but now we have Coipel. I think he's only filling in for one issue, and then we're gonna get Daniel Cunha. But Coipel, I love Coipel's art. He does just amazing job with the cartooning, the animation, not animation, but just the way he draws and he just knows how to draw sequential art, and I think it's really great. We see a lot of great characterization on Rogue and Alex Summers, and we also get 3 new team members. We get Sunfire, we get the Wasp, and we get Wonder Man. And I haven't heard a lot about Wonder Man. I never even knew about Sunfire. But they're part of the Uncanny Avengers team. They're not calling it the Uncanny Avengers in the book. They're calling it Avengers Unity Squad. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't really need any more squads from the Avengers. I would just like the Uncanny Avengers. I don't know how Captain America's all this time, but it was good. I think it really served to move the story forward, and I think Corey Puffelinen was awesome. I think Remender is just really gaining his ground. We saw him on The Punisher, we saw him on Venom, we saw him on Pure Agent, we saw him on Uncanny X-Force, probably his most famous title, and now we can see him on Uncanny Avengers, a whole new book, a whole new title, a whole new volume, and Rick Remender is really gaining his roots, growing in it, and I think it's coming into his own. He's coming into his own with this book, which I'm really enjoying. I think Remender is a great writer. I got lost a little bit just because his writing is so dense, but we do see the Apocalypse twins, and that's really, really cool. So Uncanny Avengers, I'm going to keep following it, I'm collecting it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Remender, I think he's good for fun. And then lastly, we have Kris's comic of the week. It's weird to talk about myself in the third person. East of West, Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta. Nick Dragotta and how Jonathan Hickman worked on FF for a little bit together while Hickman was doing his run on FF. And now we have them both on East of West. We don't know for how long. From what I know, Hickman is going to be on this title a lot, or for a very long time, with Dragotta. And Dragotta, geez, man, your art is incredible. I was just blown away by the amount of detail, the amount of coloring that was good, you know, that it was just really pulled off in this book. And East to West, we talk about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. We have death, we have war, we have famine, and we have conquest. And they are all gunning out to destroy the earth, to destroy humankind. But Death is kind of doing his own thing, and I think it's an interesting take. Hickman's really good with sci-fi, and he's doing Manhattan Projects. He was doing Fantastic Four. Now he's on Avengers. He's on New Avengers. I want to say he's on something else too, but now he's on East of West, and I've been looking for this title since it was announced, and it really met my expectations. It's really a high-level book. It's just nice. It's really, really cool. I'm a sucker for westerns as well. Westerns, and especially sci-fi westerns. I did not like Cowboys vs. Aliens. Did not like that. But I do like East of West. There's no aliens in this yet. But it's really cool. It's good mythology. It's good western action. It's good future westerns. So pick it up. East of West, Jonathan Hickman. It's been running for a while. I'm looking forward to every single issue. Hopefully it's going to stay on my pull list. It's going to stay in my saver. You know, so I'm looking forward to what Jonathan Hickman does. And then finally, we have our graphic novel of the week. Not our novel, but our volume. Volume 1, American Vampire. We're talking about BPRD American Vampire. Not American Vampire. The Vampire, BPRD Vampire earlier. Now we're talking about American Vampires. Scott Snyder, Raphael Albuquerque, and even Stephen King co-writes this book. Raphael Albuquerque does the art, and Scott Snyder, who's been doing Batman, who's doing Swamp Thing, he's been doing The Wake, he's doing Superman Unchained. Sounds like Django Unchained if you ask me. But American Vampire, Scott Snyder, Raphael Albuquerque, Stephen King. This is a great book. People are walking behind me. Messing around behind me, and so it's a different take on vampires. We're set in the Old West, Western. We're gonna keep on thinking about the Westerns and the vampires, but it's set in the Old West. We see a character. His name's Skinner Sweet, and he's a new kind of breed of vampire, and it's a different spin on what we know about vampires. We get good characterization from Scott Snyder. It's more of a horror book. It's definitely not safe for the young kids, but more of a mature adult book. And you know, coming from Stephen King and Scott Snyder writes mostly horror. That's what Batman sort of become. I think it's changing a little bit now, but it's really good. It's kind of scary. It puts you on the edge of your seat. It's suspenseful, and I think it's really good for a first volume, and I wish I would have jumped on board at first, but you know, it just has beautiful art. Raphael Albuquerque, I think was relatively unknown until he was on this book, and I think he's a standout. He's a standout now. He's done backups for Scott Snyder in his Batman book now, and I'm sure you read about him in the Court of Owls, or saw his artwork. So American Vampire but Volume 1 collects issues 1 through 6, I believe, and go pick it up, guys, because it's a really solid piece of work, really solid piece of art and writing, and Stephen King does the forward, so it's really, really good. And that's it, guys. That's it for my comic books this week. Free Comic Book Day, May 5th, coming up at the store, Empire's Comics Vault at 1250 Fulton Avenue, Suite K. We're gonna have, I hope it's, gosh darn it.
See on 420?
What is it? Is it 120?
1120.
1120, whatever. I find it by putting it in 1250K, 1250 Fulton Avenue. So you'll find it. You'll find it no matter what.
You'll find it no matter what.
So 1210, whatever
1120.
it is. 1120. I don't care anymore, guys. You know where it is. Come find it. The comic book store is really, really awesome. Come here for May 5th. Free Comic Book Day. We're going to be giving out over 5,000, 1,500 comic books, over 5,000. That'd be awesome.
15,000.
1,500 comic books.
15,000, not 1,500.
Oh, it's 15,000?
15,000.
15,000 comic books. I guess that's more than, okay, 15K.
He's an English major, not
and come for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I promise it's going to be really cool. We're going to see a lot of artists out here, a lot of writers. We're going to have some fun stuff going on, some fun activities. Stormtroopers are going to be here, so it's really cool. Find it on Google Maps. It's not far. I mean, you can just search the title. You don't even have to know the address. But
last week they were Star Troopers.
And see ya. Goodbye.
That's good.